Hey, people, you know what?
What?
You know what?
What?
You know what?
What?
You know what?
What? Mr. Lomax, I can read this from introduction.
John Robert Lampell was born in Oceanside, New York, September 28, 1952. As a child and now living in Bayshore, New York, young John showed an interest in music and fashioned a drum set out of books complete with a tin ashtray for a cymbal. Like so many, John's world changed when he saw the Beatles play rock and roll on The Ed Sullivan Show. His father, recognizing his son's talent and sincere interest, purchased for him a champagne sparkle Gretsch drum kit. This act of love and generosity kick-started the journey that has brought us all here today. John got right to work, the trait that still defies belief after over 6 decades of playing music. He formed a band with neighborhood kids and named it Pearl's Pansies. The band featured bass player David Getz and Johnny Matrinko. In 1967, the Summer of Love, Pearl's Pansies played their first gig for a group of special needs students at Bayshore's own South Country Elementary School. Moving on to a new group named The Whole Works, John continued to develop his style as a drummer by playing Bayshore area venues, including the memorable Bayway Beach Club. After graduating from Bayshore High School in 1970, the adventurous John bought an old school bus from Pilgrim State Hospital and drove west to California with his fellow drummer from The Whole Works, Paul Gelsomon. Upon his return after a year on the West Coast, and by way of hitchhiking as the bus did not come back east, John now went by the name Lomax. The details of how this new moniker came about are somewhere lost in the warm California breezes. Upon his return, Lomax joined the eponymous Jitterbug Jones, featuring Ralph Agresta and Kenny Wallace, among others. They played the 1971 Bayshore High School prom, which happened to be the class of longtime friend David Getz. David joined Jitterbug Jones in 1972, and the band quickly established themselves as one of the top bands around. Groundbreaking stage performances that featured a massive sound system by Ray Lembo and ahead of its time lighting setup by Kurt Bisnick and makeup. Jitterbug was the first full rock and roll band to play on Fire Island, traveling across the Great South Bay with their massive amount of equipment to play Flynn's at Ocean Bay Park. The band continued to perform at many of the legendary Long Island venues, including the OBI, Canoe Place Inn, the Bordy Barn, and Mad Hatter, alongside such classic Long Island acts as the Good Rats, Twisted Sister, and the Stanton Anderson Band. Jitterbug Jones played throughout the 70s, cementing an everlasting legacy of cutting-edge rock and roll. Lomax played his unique style of drums for many other bands, including Amps on Stools and the United Snakes of America, as well as an original act called the Whore Dogs. Linking up with, and thanks to Billy Bowling, longtime friend and saxophone player, Lomax worked the wedding and club circuit for a large part of the remainder of the 80s. Lomax was always working and creating music with a variety of musicians, including the Smokin' Dopes, featuring Long Island Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Mark Fowler of the Stanton Anderson Band. Between 1995 and 1996, Lomax toured as the drum tech for both Carly Simon and Hall & Oates. There were also stints with the Long Island band Craven Moorhead that featured a young keyboardist from Brentwood named Rich Crayback, who would go on to play with the Rich Mahagany Band. Lomax continues to perform regularly with local bands including the Caravan featuring Jerry Finley, the Subtle Adjustments, the Fugitives, the Neighborhood with the Seal Brothers, the Denise Givens Band, and the Rich Mahagany Band. His talent and dedication are only matched by the joyfulness that he brings to every show. The Lomax swing is a style unto its own that continues to leave its indelible mark on every musician he plays with and every person who has the good fortune of hearing him perform. Congratulations, Lomax, on an incredible rock and roll career. May it continue for many years to come.